Hello viewers, this is Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. I've had a busy couple of days. I've been travelling out and about since Thursday. So yes, it's been a busy time. It's Sunday now here in Australia. Getting on toward late afternoon, and I finished some other work for the day, and I thought I'd jump on and have a look at a couple of things for you. So I wanted to look at Trump's week coming up. We're into that second week. Remember, if we looked at Trump in May, we pulled two Emperor cards. We pulled the Emperor card for this week and then the Emperor card as a clarifier for the Emperor card. Now, of course, he's tweeting up a storm at the moment, and he's talking about China. Of course, he's increasing those tariffs. Of course, that sent the stock market into meltdown. There are going to be no winners there. We've got people like Devin Nunes teaming up with Adam Schiff to get the full unredacted Mueller report. We've got Richard Burr again in the Senate leading that committee, the Intelligence Committee, teaming up with the Democrats as well, and that was I think the reading that I did for you before climate change. So we've got a movement of the Republicans toward almost breaking away in some ways from this president. The subpoena of Donald Trump Jr., Trump expressing surprise there. So I'm going to start with Devin Nunes because he is up for, I think, re-election in 2020. The Democrats have said they're going to target him. He's teamed up with Adam Schiff in the House to subpoena the full Mueller report. Now, what's behind this? What's behind? Let's ask, can the Republicans be trusted in their support with the Democrats to subpoena the full Mueller report, and of course the subpoena for Don Jr. Why are they doing this? What's the motives here behind all of this? I'm getting very strongly Nunes is being re-elected. Okay, so we've got them trying to juggle things. I'll bring the laptop down. This is really, if I can describe it, they're trying to hedge their bets here in front of re-election, I think, for Nunes. But this is also a card of manipulation. So it's not that I would take a walk down a dark alley with Devin Nunes. I wouldn't. Now, okay, so what we've got crossing this, trying to juggle things, trying to juggle what the Mueller report has brought forward, and also trying to correct the record in the case of Richard Burr in the Senate. Don Jr. potentially may have perjured himself. We've got the balance card here. So I feel very strongly that the Mueller report has brought forward the opportunity and the potential for greater balance. And I feel that there is a slow illumination, almost like a slow burn with the Mueller report. It will start to, it already has, gathering momentum. And so I feel that moves here are can come under the broad heading of balance. Balance is at the heart of this for the Republicans. Now, the foundation of the reading is the presidency and autocratic moves. I feel that there is another element here that we are, I guess, that we can see emerging as Republicans start to pull away from this president. It is his moves, including William Barr's moves to usurp the co-equal power of the Congress, and these senators and representatives are very concerned about that. They're concerned about the autocracy, the power grab by the president. That's at the heart of this reading as well. They also understand that the American voters will judge very harshly that a president could actually get away with something like this. So it's Trump the autocrat, Trump the dictator, Trump's grab for power here, political power, that is bothering the Congress on both sides of the aisle. They're trying to juggle. And also juggling multiple interests here. As I said, Nunes is up for re-election in 2020. What we have in the past is restrictions. So a feeling that Trump's power grabs are restricting the Congress, or could restrict the Congress in the future. Really, I guess, restrict the operation of the Constitution. Now, we've got illumination in the sun here, and this is the card that is indicating to me that there will be that the Mueller report has been almost the catalyst for this slow illumination. It's highlighting. It's really starting to gather a bit of speed now. Of course, it's imperative that Trump's taxes be gained. So, in light of what the New York Times has brought forward, that he was the biggest loser, shall we say, not the wealthy businessman who was going to turn around the country. That myth has been shattered. Now, we've got the immediate future. We're actually going to start to see more of this support here, more of this support between Democrats, or more support or unity coming together between the Democrats and the Republicans as they fight off these autocratic moves of the Emperor, of the Emperor Trump. Now, at this point in time, it's justice here. Justice comes in, Lady Justice comes in many forms. But one of the key things here that this reading is starting to indicate to me is one of the strong motivators for Republicans to unite with the Democrats is to stop moves toward autocracy from this president, to stop the rule of law being trampled upon, to stop the congressional power being usurped. And the environment around is it's quite strong. There's a hidden momentum here that you and I can't see at this point in time, which is quite interesting. The hopes and fears. We fear that the Republicans come forward as the magicians, the dirty tricksters, trying to actualise something into reality for their own gain. Interesting in the hopes and fears, but we actually have the Knight of Wands coming forward here as inspired action being taken against the devil, which is Trump, and we've also got commerce and expansion. So I do feel that what's hidden from our view is judgment. So they are worried that they are going to be judged. This is going down with the sinking ship. I do believe also that they are concerned. They are concerned about foreign policy, but also I feel this card is coming up in relation to China as well. So I want to read on that. I want to read on how the increasing tariffs, how do the Republicans feel? I mean, they are a party that believed in free trade. They are the party of free trade. And we've got Trump increasing these tariffs. Let's have a look at that, and then we'll go to the war in Iran. Just give this a good shuffle here. Okay, what do Republicans think of the hike in tariffs on China? What are they thinking? Are they worried about the economy? Are they worried that there'll be a crash and a burn as a result of Trump's ill-informed economic policies? How are they starting to feel? Their donors might be getting a little bit uncomfortable here, a little bit twitchy, a little bit worried. What's going on here? Again, we had the autocrat card come up in the last reading, linked to this reading. Trump is, they're trying to rein him in. They're trying to control him. Okay, so what do the Republicans think about the tariffs, the increase in tariffs on Chinese goods? What do the Republicans, what do the donors, what do their organisation, their members, their supporters, their patrons, what do they think about the hike in tariffs on Chinese goods here? Okay, I feel that they're worried about the economy. So it looks like that's this is the Knight of Cups here, and this is again coming up. I feel it's like it's the relationship between the GOP and their donors. So to me, I'm getting an intuition that their supporters, their moneyed supporters, are worried that they will lose money on an economy if it on an economy that may be that could in the future experience a downturn. Okay, and the judgment. There's Trump's behaviour is actually being judged now at a higher level. When I say a higher level than the GOP, at a level of America's moneyed elite. They're worried about his recklessness and his abuse of power, destabilising the Constitution, destabilising the Congress. They're worried now about this president. Okay, they're worried again. Their new income sources. They're worried about the economy. This is what I'm feeling very strongly here, and the economy's ability to expand, not contract. They're worried about monetary losses. Okay, immediate future. We've got the Tower card here. This is more than a worry. I feel that there's going to be something here that is not going to be good for the economy. The King of Wands, okay, taking back the power from the one who is abusing it. The atmosphere around this is something is not being revealed to us. There is something here that we don't know that potentially they know. Okay, the hopes and the fears here. I do feel this is about being able to continue a relationship with Trump. And, of course, people wanting to return to the past. A shout out to Tarot Down Under, Lena Rodriguez. I think this was one she read on a very good reading on the economy. This was one of her cards that came forward, but it's, wanting obviously to return to a more stability. But it is the card of nostalgia. Right now, there's a tower moment confronting the GOP and the GOP donors. This is again self-defense. And we've got secrets to be revealed. Okay. All right, and what's hidden from our view is truth, the sword of truth. So I do feel that the GOP is under really incredible pressure to try and rein in the autocrat. And particularly around. What I'm seeing here is they don't like the increase in tariffs on China. They really don't. And there's something here that frightens them. Okay, so you're probably going to see moves from the Republicans to step away. I wonder how long it's going to be before they throw this president on the scrap heap, before they withdraw their support altogether. Let's have a look at the war in Iran. Of course, we have now a second warship going to Iran. We've got Hamas bombing Israel. It's looking increasingly unstable in that area after stability was achieved during the Obama years, certainly in Iran, with the negotiation of that treaty, the world signing on to it. Of course, Trump pulled out of that. We have destabilisation. The fear has always been that Trump will start a war to deflect from his troubles at home. So I'm just going to ask, will we see an outbreak? Will American troops be involved in a war with Iran? Will American troops, will there be a war in the Middle East? God help us if there is. Will American troops really wage war against Iran? America, Iran, will there be a war? Okay, oh dear. So we've got, this is the victim card here. This is win-lose situations and someone being left out. Who is that? I don't think that's America. I think that may be Iran. Okay, now Iran, of course, is supported by Russia. We've got secrets to be revealed as the crossing card here. What's going to come out? I asked, would America go to war? I've got the Queen of Swords coming through here. So it's almost as though I think Congress is going to actually become more involved in this. I haven't heard a lot from Congress. They've been busy trying to bulldoze the stone walls that Barr and Trump are putting up. But I do feel that the Congress is going to have something to say here. Again, can Trump go to war with Iran without congressional approval? So we've got really downfalls. I feel this is the relationship between the US and Iran. It is really at its lowest point. The potential here is the Ten of Wands. Really, things are going to be hard. It's going to be hard work to try and draw back from the situation that has been created now. The Queen of Wands, suggesting that cooler heads may well prevail yet. The Page of Wands, this is only a page. I asked about war. I'm not seeing the Tower card. This is a messenger card suggesting communications of some sort. Now, the environment around, again, is loss. There's a lot of loss here. I feel this is loss for Iran. I really do. The hopes and fears that justice will be done in some way and that there won't be an injustice done. We've got the Knight of Swords here. This is an action card. It's only a knight. It's not the Tower card, but it is suggesting that there's going to be some action in the in the Middle East, and it's actually quite a worry with the Nine of Swords. It's something that actually keeps us up at night. It certainly keeps us up, keeps me up. At the heart of this is money. At the end of the day, this is Iran's oil, and I think I read on that before. And of course, positioning other countries, other allies, other dynasties in a position to really make the money. Oh dear. And we've got retreat, though. So I didn't pull the Tower card. I didn't pull, some of those major arcana that might indicate a full-scale war would break out. I do feel that there's going to be certainly threats there, and I feel that there are going to be more moves toward there, but I do feel in some way that the Congress is going to come into play here. And I've pulled the this is the retreat card, but it's also wounded after battle, so that you could see some kind of there's a lot of loss here in this reading. You might see greater involvement from the Congress and the UN as well, some of those global structures here before any kind of action could be taken in the Middle East. You've got to remember that Trump is not popular on the world stage. In fact, the absolute opposite. Who would he get support from? Saudi Arabia? Israel? Okay, Russia again supports Iran. What about the EU? What about the UK, Australia, etc., Canada, Western allies? Broadly in the UN, would he get support here after he's pulled out of that deal? I don't think so, but I'm seeing certainly soldiers and soldiers taking action, and I'm seeing loss. So my feeling is that before a full-scale war would break out, I feel that the Congress and the world structures would come into play. I don't think it's going to get to that, but I'm still seeing worry and anxiety, and I'm still seeing the Knight of Swords, so taking action here. Okay, so, but I didn't see the Tower. I saw the Tower in relation to the Mueller report, in relation to what the Republicans are trying to stave off here with their autocratic president. I see those situations as being explosive. I see the economy, Chinese tariffs, as being more explosive than the Iranian situation. Okay, now a quick, because we're at 19, nearly 20 minutes, let's have a look at Trump's week here. Remembering I pulled the autocrat card, and then what was clarifying that was the autocrat. So Trump's move here to seize or abuse or take power, but also the Democrats trying to stop that. So maybe that's why that autocrat, the emperor, came up twice. Let's have a look. Trump's week, of course, he's been on a Twitter fest. He's threatening, we had Rudy Giuliani and wanting to travel or enlist Ukraine's help to start an investigation on Joe Biden. Yeah, what can we expect for the week ahead for Donald Trump? What's going through his mind? What can Americans anticipate? What can Americans anticipate from Trump this week? Conflict, and also the sword of truth as well. Okay, all right, the ending of something. The ending of something. Something is ending. What is ending? Crossing that is the Two of Cups. Again, I'm feeling, Trump, relationships here. Okay, what's he working on behind the scenes to save his presidency? The Knight of Wands, this card came up in relation to the Republicans. I feel he's going to be in the back room trying to shore up his support with those Republicans. And I'm getting a strong pull to the IRS, which is uppermost in his mind. Could be working with his Attorney General to, again, continue to obstruct. Okay, he's had pressures weighing down upon him. This is also the card of decisions to be made and potentially a compromise. What's he compromised on? I think, it's his ability to get anything done. The hangman comes up with his presidency. He's not able to move forward. And I feel that he's feeling that now. He's feeling that he's been, that he's in a situation that he can't really see a way out of. Okay, more of this faction fighting, obstacles, challenges in Congress. That's what we're going to see more of this week, a toing and froing. Now, him at the moment, we've got the Seven of Swords. Again, this is the trying to take something that he's not entitled to. This is a theft card here. What's he thieving? Okay, so I feel this is blocking the Mueller report. This is the King of Swords. The Mueller report is in the background here. He's trying to, what's he taking? He's trying to take the constitutional power away to stop the full Mueller report going forward. So Barr is really at the centre of this reading as well. The hopes and the fears retreat. It's a hope that he will retreat. It's also Trump's biggest fear. Of course, when he's challenged, he will meet fire with fire, and he will go one further, and he'll lob a real missile there in order to take the advantage. And this is, again, his strength. So he's going to be showing his strength this week. That's why 2 Emperor cards came forward for this week ahead. We've got the Chariot suggesting that there's going to be some surprises. Whatever his next move is, there's going to be some surprises. However, the other clarifying card here is the Eight of Cups, which is, walking away. Who's walking away from whom? Where are the Republicans going to be placed by the end of this week here? Because what we've got here underneath all of this is new starts here, and this is also inspired plans. So while you've got Trump with his inspired plans for this week, you've also got that Devin Nunes, of course, up for re-election in 2020, aligning himself with Adam Schiff to get the full unredacted copy of the Mueller report. We've also got the subpoena for Don Jr. Okay, I wanted to read on Trump's taxes, but I'll save that for another reading. I'll leave the reading here, viewers. So, what's the general conditions of this week in one card? What are the general conditions of this week? What's the signifier card here? General conditions of this week for all of us, really. General conditions for this week. Okay, defending ourselves, unfortunately. The Congress will be defending itself. Trump will be defending itself. There will be more of what we've seen, only in some way I feel that Trump's going to rev it up a little bit this week. However, you saw the cards. The GOP, their donors are really worried, I think, about the economy. And again, Lena Rodriguez from Tarot Down Under has done a really good reading there. So head over and have a look at it. I will want to take another look at Trump's taxes. I feel that this is where his Achilles heel is, and the fact that he wanted the IRS lawyer to confirmed in front of Barr. I want to know what's going on over at the IRS, so we'll take a look at that as well. I've had requests to read on polls. Of course, Trump's approval polls vary widely. I had one viewer point out that he had a slight rise, and querying why that would be so when his taxes came out. Why did this particular opinion poll rise? I feel in terms of opinion polls generally, they have to be approached with a little bit of a grain of salt here. What's clear to me is there's a downward trajectory for Donald Trump, and I'm just looking at what's hidden from our view for this week. We pulled that defending oneself against the abuse of power, but it's encouraging to see, for whatever reason, Republicans like Burr, I can't even say Nunes. Well, I will say Nunes, but he's deplorable, really. Up for re-election in 2020. He's also driving forward, or wanting to drive forward those investigations of the FBI, etc., back in 2016, of course, which are not going to go anywhere. But yeah, more of the same this week, but I do feel that Trump's going to pull something out this week. There's going to be a bit of an acceleration because we saw the Chariot card there. However, suffice to say, the reading does show that there is the beginnings of unity. For whatever reason, there's the beginning of unity here as Trump moves to usurp congressional power. That's a step too far for Republicans. So I'll leave the reading there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Wonderful people that you are. Keep the comments up, and I'll be back again with another reading soon. Thank you.